I am the genie of the podcast, and you get one wish. Oh, that's an easy one. I wish their Discord server was free to join. Wish granted. That's right, you guys and gals asked for it, and we did it. Our Discord server is now free to join. That's right, you get to come be a part of the best gaming community out there. You'll find the link in the episode description and over on our website at multiplayerpodcast.com. Now, I know what you're thinking. We do definitely still need your support. All right. So if you love the podcast, if you love what we're doing, and you are just thinking to yourself, this is awesome, I really want to support these guys, head over to multiplayersquad.com. That's where you can help support the show. You do get some awesome perks, but more importantly, you get our eternal gratitude. All right. Now enjoy the episode, and we'll see you on our Discord server.
Hello, squad mates. Thank you for listening to the Multiplayer Gaming Podcast. We love games. We assume you guys love games. We're always excited to get together and deliver 2 family-friendly episodes every week. On Mondays like today, we flip between 2 kinds of episodes. We have our deep dive episodes where we talk about one specific game in detail. Occasionally, it's 2 games, like this last week where we did a 2-for-1 with Operation Tango and Knockout City. And then in between those deep dive episodes, we have a bonus round episode like today. Sometimes we break down a specific gaming topic. Sometimes we do a video game draft and tournament. And today we have some really good listener questions that I can't wait to get to. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. All right, time for some introductions. I am your host, Paul. And with me, I have the jolly old troll, the lover of pranks, RPGs, and pickleball, I think.
Oh, yes.
It's Josh.
Yes. Way to go, Paul. Way to nail that. I have a question for you, since this is a listener questions episode, Paul, because I do listen to the podcast as well. So,
all right, hit me with it.
Who is your favorite co-host?
Oh, my favorite co-host would be you, because you are by default the answer as
yes,
my only
that's
co-host.
the right answer. Ding, ding, ding. Correct. Okay, good job, Paul. I was really worried you were going to go to like a different show for that one, and then I was really going to get my feelings hurt.
That would be funny. Go outside the pod. Oh man, so we have so much to cover here today. We do have some announcements here in the beginning of the episode that we do need to address and talk about. And the first one is one that I'm not too happy to share, but Josh, our third musketeer, Todd, has stepped down from the podcast.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys are new to the show, you may not even know who Todd is, but he was the original OG host of the Multiplayer Gaming Podcast until I took over hosting duties. But you know what? Todd is actually the one who put the rubber to the road to have us get this podcast started. You know, back in the day, Josh and I kind of talked about doing it in theory, and Todd was the one who was like, you know what, this Friday we're going to meet at this time and we're going to record it. And then it, grew into the podcast that it is today. Todd is definitely still one of our dear friends. It's not like there's any hard feelings or anything. It's just simply that he moved to the other side of the country. And it turns out when you have young kids, a crazy work schedule, different time zone, just makes it tough to coordinate things. So Todd has decided to step down. And, I gotta say, Josh, that dunking on Halo Reach just won't be as fun without Todd.
Do you think that's why? Could it be that all of the Halo trolling eventually just got to him? No, yeah, Todd, it's very true. Todd is the one that got this show off the ground. I mean, he was the one that really pushed for us to sit down and record. It was, an idea that we had been kicking around, but we were probably never really going to do until Todd kind of took the reins on that and made it happen. So, it was one of those things where talking with Todd, he did move pretty much to another planet. I mean, it's really, really far away from where we are. He is like on a different time zone, like world, something like that. But Yeah, he's just really, really busy. It wasn't an easy decision for him, I know, but it was also something that he felt was kind of better to just say, hey, let's kind of make this official. You know, we still have people asking, hey, when's Todd going to be on another episode and that kind of stuff. And, you know, he saw all that, and I think it was just odd for him to kind of not have the time to dedicate to it. And I think he really just kind of wanted to put a ribbon on it and say, hey, you know, I'm going to step back. That way there's not questions. That way people don't have to wonder and that kind of stuff. But I mean, yeah, if you're listening, we all owe Todd a debt of gratitude, because I don't know that we'd be where we are if it wasn't for him getting this thing rolling.
No, definitely not. And the podcast would not sound as good because Todd taught me literally every single thing I know about podcast editing.
Yeah.
So if it weren't for Todd, this would just be us with like $20 mics talking on Discord, and it would probably sound terrible.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you so much, Todd. And then Josh, we have an announcement in regards to Apple Podcast subscriptions.
Ooh, man. So this is exciting news. So Apple Podcasts is trying to up their game a little bit. It's about time, Apple. And what they are doing is they are integrating and allowing a new subscriber function. So whereas before you would just follow or you would subscribe to the podcast, now they've changed what subscribing means. And so what you can do is you can actually, kind of akin to Patreon, you can subscribe officially to the show. And you do that through Apple Podcast. It's very, very easy. It's literally a click of one button and boom, there you go. But you get amazing rewards.
Tell the people what they get, Josh.
So if you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, you get early access to our shows. So we, we release our shows on Mondays and Thursdays. Early access would likely be, Sunday and Wednesday. You get ad-free episodes. So we will remove all of the ads, except for maybe our intro. I don't know. Does our intro? I mean, everybody loves hearing the genie of the lamp, right? Okay. I mean, they've got to.
What's funny is I already have some plans for ad reads, trying to get people to subscribe. That way they don't have to hear the ads. So I can't wait to put some of that out. But yeah, you'll be able to listen completely ad-free.
All right. So completely ad-free. I can't believe you guys don't want to listen to me say the same thing over and over. But the most exciting thing is we are going to be giving not one, but 2 bonus episodes a week to people that subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts. Now, I know what you're thinking, but guys, I was going to subscribe on Patreon, or I'm already a Patreon subscriber. Don't worry, you're still going to get the bonus episodes. So we would not do that to you guys. We love you guys that are supporting the show. And so if you are on Patreon, or you prefer to be on Patreon and support the show that way, you will get the bonus episodes there. But be on the lookout for the Apple Podcast subscription thing, because it's going to be amazing. And we are really trying to step up our game to make that worthwhile to the listeners.
Yes. And just to clarify, the bonus episodes are shorter one-person quick take episodes, so they will not be full-length 30 or 60-minute episodes. As much as Josh and I would love to do that, we do not receive any kind of salary or regular pay for doing this show. We do have day jobs. Sometimes it's even hard to squeeze in the regular rotation. So you will get an extra 5-minute episode from me, and also a separate 5-minute episode from Josh. So far, those episodes have not been confined to 5 minutes, the ones that we've been recording to have ready. They are a little bit longer, but that'll focus maybe a little bit more on things that don't fit well on the format of the full podcast, but maybe it's good for just a short couple of minutes. And so we're very excited to have that available to you guys as well. So you can either subscribe in Apple Podcasts. If you don't see the subscription option, it just means we are still being evaluated by Apple. We've had a little bit of trouble getting that approved, but hopefully it's up by the time you hear it. Or if you are an Android supporter, then you can do it through Patreon. So yes, go to multiplayersquad.com and then you can support us that way, and that'll unlock all that bonus content as well.
I'm excited, man. These bonus episodes, they might be short, but man, good things come in small packages,
I'm just going to try not to talk about Mass Effect on every single episode.
Yeah, there you go. It's okay.
It'll be hard.
It's okay.
All right, and then Josh, you got a couple of user reviews we're going to read for the people?
I do. We are okay. So you know how we hype like the certain milestones for the reviews? We're getting really close to 250. So it's time to like put our rally caps on, like motivate the listeners and say, hey, we need your help. If you're listening, if it's the first time listening and you like what you hear, awesome. Leave us a review. If you've been listening for a long time and you keep meaning to leave us a review and you haven't, quit being lazy, quit procrastinating, leave us a review. Because we're getting real
even
close.
If you don't like the show, we're just a couple of 40-ish guys doing our best, and just leave us a positive review anyway.
Throw us a bone, man.
Yeah.
Right? But we do get the reviews steadily come in. And honestly, I love seeing new reviews come in. We read every single one of these. I guarantee you there is not a review that has come through that we have not put eyes on and shared with each other. They really do mean a lot to us. So they mean a lot to the show too, but it is really cool to see the feedback from the listeners. So, all right. First one comes in from Harvester and it's titled Dilfs for Life.
Oh boy, buckle up. I have not heard this review yet. I'm very curious now.
No, it's a good one. Don't worry. And the title really did make me chuckle too. So, but the review says, great informative podcast that allows me to stay up to date on all the gaming news and has me chuckling all the way through. Look forward to listening to you guys in the future as I join you in going down the path of fatherhood. Keep up the great work, guys. And now the title means a lot more, right? So,
yes.
First of all, thank you for the review. Second of all, congratulations on the fatherhood thing. It is incredible. So,
yeah, welcome to fatherhood.
Right? All right. And then the neckant
one.
This guy's name is Jack. So I meant to say the next one and it came out the neck one.
Yes.
So
let's hear
all
it.
right. So the next one comes in from Jack93 and it's titled What I Have Been Looking For. Love this podcast. I listened to about 30 episodes so far and I haven't gotten bored. I'm learning about new games that I haven't heard of and I want to try. I would 100% recommend this podcast to everyone. I've also brought it up in my live streams.
Ooh, nice.
Hey, I'll tell you what, man, reviews are amazing, but word of mouth and recommending the show to friends and just spreading the word is really one of the absolute best things that people can do. So thank you very much, Jack93. Because that really does mean a lot to us.
Yeah, and if he's only 30 episodes in, that means he's still got a lot of Todd content. Let's hope he's not only sticking around for Todd. Otherwise, he's going to be in for some sore disappointment.
We've got a little while to like sink our hooks in and really get him addicted to the show.
Oh, exactly. All right. Well, I think that's all that we have by way of announcements. I know this was a little bit longer than we normally have at the beginning of the show. But I am so excited. This is one of my favorite formats that we do on bonus rounds. We have just solicited a whole bunch of questions on our Discord server, and we are going to be just throwing these out here. We're going to each answer every single one. If you want to come join our Discord, it's completely free. There's a link in the episode description. We would love to have you join us there. We talk about gaming. We talk about cooking. We talk about how hot it is in Arizona right now. Our highs are like 118 degrees. We talk about life. So come join us. We'd love to have you. And then also this is where we tend to get our recommendations for what games to cover. And then also listener submitted questions like this. So Josh, we have a master list here in our Google Drive file. I thought it would be fun if we just kind of picked them going back and forth. Whatever question you want to answer or you want to hear the other person answer. And then let's just go back and forth. And however many of these we get through. If we do all of them, great. If not, that's fine. But how does that work for you? You just want to bounce back and forth?
But we're going to both answer each question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
Perfect. All right. Awesome.
I'm going to let you go first, Josh. You got a question you want to kick this off with?
Yeah, all right. So I'll give one. This one comes in from Jake Christ, and he says, all right, what is the name of the first street you lived on, Paul?
Okay. 81st Avenue.
All right. And what is your mother's maiden name?
No.
What is your high school mascot? Oh, wait a minute.
No, not going to do it.
Man, Jake, you sly dog,
you dirty rat. Yeah, I did like. Was that literally the first question that came through? I think it might have been when we posted. It really was
the very first one. It made us chuckle, so we had to give him credit for that. And then, to his credit, Jake did put a disclaimer at the end of that and said, "Never answer these questions, guys." So,
yes, PSA.
Yeah, so I had to throw that out there just to set the tone a little bit, though.
Sure. And we're not even going to count that one, Josh. I'm going to let you go ahead and pick another.
All right. All right. You know what, Paul? This question has caused some serious debate between me and you.
Okay.
And so I want to bring it up again because I've got a bone to pick with you.
Okay. Which one?
All right. Top 3 favorite candies.
Okay.
Now, this is candy in general. This is not just candy bar.
Sure.
Okay. But you and I have gone at each other a little bit over our choices for candy bars, so I want to see how that translates to just top 3 favorite candies in general.
So, a little bit of history. I have been known to give you a little bit of a hard time because I know 2 of your favorite candy bars are Score bars and Paydays. Okay. Both of those are perfectly fine candy bars. I don't know how many people would like put those in their top 3 or their top 5. I don't know if that's still in your top 3 or not. I had just always thought those were some of the funnier answers because those aren't like the most popular candy options.
I'm not a mainstream kind of guy, Paul. I get it. There's Snicker bars. There's Milky Ways and Three Musketeers. I get, okay. If you want to be mainstream with your candy picks, Paul, like go ahead. There's a place for that for people like you.
Sure. All right. So you want me to go first? Do you want all 3 or do you want just one at a time?
Give me all 3.
All right. When I first started thinking about this, number 1 is definitely Reese's Pieces. I am a huge Reese's Pieces fan.
I'm with you 100%. That is one of my top 3.
All right. So far, so good. Number 2, I'm going to go with Skittles. Yeah, that would be my number 2. And then my number 3, I'm not even really too sure what my answer is to this. You know what? I'm going to go, since I don't have any chocolate really on the list yet, I'm going to go with the Big Kit Kat. Or what we call in our family the Fat Cats.
The 4 is that the 4-pack, the big 4 bars?
No, it's just the one giant Kit Kat. It looks like it was like put in an enlargement machine, like in Honey, I Blew Up the Kids.
The Gigantor wafer one?
Yeah, it's just one giant Kit Kat.
I don't think I've ever had one of those.
Ooh, they're good.
Does it
they're
not mess up the ratio of like chocolate to wafer?
It's exactly the same ratio. It's just bigger.
Oh, I might have to try one of those. That sounds really good.
I think I'm going to go with those as my top 3. What about you?
Okay, so Reese's, I'm with you. I like peanut butter cups or Pieces, like Reese's Pieces. Like, I mean, honestly, they're kind of the same to me. I don't know that I have one of those that's higher than the other.
Well, one has a thin candy shell, which is delicious.
I mean,
and the
it's
other
true,
one
but then the other one has more peanut butter. So it's kind of like, so I'm with you on that one. A dark horse, bottle caps.
You are not going bottle caps.
I'm going bottle caps, dude.
Bottle caps, top 3.
For me, yeah, absolutely.
Like the Halloween candy bottle caps.
Yeah, but you get them in a big box, man. My wife dude, the cola ones, like, oh, they're so good. It might just be that. What? What did you say?
I said, how old are you? Bottle caps?
What's wrong with bottle caps, man?
Nothing. There's nothing wrong with bottle caps. All right, and what's your number 3?
And then, I mean, I got
Score bar.
It's a Score bar, man. Who knows?
All right.
I love English toffee. Oh no! I just realized that sounds so old.
English toffees,
basically like
caps?
chocolate covered Werthers, bottle caps that nobody knows what they are anymore because they've probably been phased out for being carcinogenic or something. I
love these answers.
Oh my god! I just realized I sound so old. What's the little Necco wafer things? I might as well have said those, man.
Those are my mom's favorite candy, the Necco wafers. Like legit, those are her favorite.
No!
All you need to do, buddy, is just swap out your Reese's peanut butter cups with like Good and Plenty, like the black licorice
Bit of honeys. I can't see, Paul. The problem with those are I can't eat those because they'll pull out my crowns.
Oh man. All right, so serious question. Do you like Score bars more than Heath bars?
I do.
And what's the difference? I honestly couldn't tell you.
Butter toffee versus English toffee. So
Okay.
butter toffee is way better than just plain old English toffee.
Does it change the texture or just the flavor?
A little bit of both.
Little both. All right.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a Heath bar too, but there's something about Score bars. It's the actual butter toffee it's good.
Now, if you want a dessert, are you ever like going to the gas station and buying a candy bar, or are you more?
I'm not a candy person. Give me ice cream, give me pastries, cookies, that kind of stuff. It's funny because like if we go on vacation, it's the whole like stop at the gas station, everybody gets snacks and drinks and all that stuff. I will never buy candy from a store. Yeah. And that's why I joke around, like my wife will bring me like a box of bottle caps and I'm like, ooh, bottle caps. Yeah. And then I just eat them while I'm playing games or whatever. But yeah.
See, I'm kind of with you. I'm not a huge candy person. I'd way rather have a baked good or ice cream. But if I go to the gas station, I will always buy like a pastry. If like a cream cheese pastry, that's way more up my alley than buying a candy bar.
Oh, the fruit pies. The Hostess
the fruit pies are good.
Or the little,
Michael Scott's favorite breakfast.
I'll a lot of times I'll hit up that little ice cream freezer that's over on the side, get the strawberry shortcake bar or the Choco Taco or something like that too. But yeah, I'm really not much of a candy fan, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you too. Like I'll eat it. I like candy, of course, but it's usually not something I'm craving.
Well, Paul, thanks for making me realize how old I really am. There, I just really didn't realize that till the answers were already out of my mouth there.
Very nice.
All right.
Time for another question here. All right. Let's see. How about... All right. Beepy Boy is coming in with a question. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit more on brand, at least for the next question here. What is your all-time favorite video game character?
Ooh.
It's a good question.
Man, that's tough because, I mean, you've got the nostalgia. You've got your amazing characters like Link, one of those things. But mine is probably... Boy, I'm going to dip into this, a couple times tonight, I feel like. But mine is Geralt of Rivia.
Okay, I figured.
I honestly, it's, they really develop his character throughout the whole Witcher series. And I've played all of the Witchers, but I like his attitude. I like the fact that he's like that neutral good, even though he doesn't want to be that, like, he won't admit to being a good guy, but he does help people. Right. And that kind of fits my thing too. Like, I'll never admit to being the nice guy, but I really do enjoy helping people at the same time. I like that he's not afraid to get a little like down and dirty. And I don't mean that in the way you think I mean that, but I just mean like he's not afraid to break the rules a little bit, right?
You're not referring to him
I'm not
Yennefer.
Much of a rule follower. As far as that goes. So yeah, I do relate to him. I love what the Witcher series did to his character. I get that there's, your Marios and your Links and your much more popular ones, but from a character standpoint, I really love what the Witcher series did with Geralt.
Yeah, I hear you. I think that is a good pick. He's also got some pretty cool cat eyes. You got to give that to him too.
That too. And I mean, the guy, he's got all the potions and the abilities and, I would be a sword fighter over like having guns and stuff too. So you don't see really? Geralt running around with guns, and I love martial weapons and stuff. So what about you?
All right. For me, boy, this is really good timing because my all-time favorite video game character, I have always said, is Mordin Solus from Mass Effect 2. And he's also in Mass Effect 3. But I have been going through the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and I've been so busy with work that I didn't start up Mass Effect for like a week and a half. And this was just yesterday. I finally had a little bit of time to game by myself, and I almost opened up Overwatch. Because I was like, I lost all the Mass Effect momentum. I don't know if I want to jump back in. I'm very early in Mass Effect 2 still. But then I remembered that the mission that I'm on is recruiting Mordin. And Mordin is just so much fun that it did end up sucking me back into Mass Effect. He is a scientist that they say is just as likely to treat someone with medicine as to kill another person. And so he's just very very logical in how he looks at things. He says, he'll shoot a terrorist or he'll heal someone. Either way, it's helping people. He doesn't look at a whole lot of like the ethics. He's very much a ends justify the means kind of person. And that makes for a really interesting character because over the course of the trilogy, he really changes his opinion on the morality of a lot of the things that he used to believe in and even a lot of things that he participated in. And I've always found that to be really interesting. He really develops morally over the course of the series. And he's just hysterical. Like, this dude talks 100 miles a minute. He sings songs. Absolutely hilarious. Do you know who I'm talking about from Mass Effect?
He's the scientist, right? Like the blue-headed kind of big
more
eye
orange,
guy.
but yeah.
Or is he orange?
Yeah, more like orange.
The main
white.
scientist, though, right? He's the one that developed. Okay, yeah, I do. He is one of my favorite characters in Mass Effect. If not my favorite. I honestly, you're probably spot on there because he has the coolest personality. And I remember there's multiple times where I would laugh at his kind of take on things.
Oh, yeah. He has some of the best dialogue in the game, and it's always funny. The last thing that I'll say about him without getting too nerdy is that you find out that his people had created what they call the genophage, which was basically creating higher rates of infertility with the Krogan, and they did that in order to reduce their numbers. That way they couldn't rebel and start wars with other nations. And then over time, he kind of realizes that that's unethical. And so if you play through as a Paragon Shepherd, then spoiler alert, at the end, Morden realizes that it was wrong, and he even gives his life to reverse basically what he had done a lot of his life, performing and doing. And so it makes for a really interesting story arc that I really love how it closes at the end. All right, next question, Josh. What you got coming up?
Let's just do this, Paul. Let's dive right in, man.
All right. Which one you got?
Okay, this is another one from Jake. Was on fire with the questions, and so we had a lot. But man, Jake was just raining the fire down.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's do it, Paul. Jake writes, do you guys have celebrity hall passes? If so, who? And who are your wives' hall passes?
All right, so this is a family friendly show, so celebrity crushes is maybe the better way to word it here. But Josh, do you have any celebrity crushes?
I do, but I asked you first, Paul.
All right, you asked me first. All right, so I do. I was trying to think of what my list here would be, and I would say number one for me. I don't know if this is maybe a controversial pick. It's probably not a lot of people's number ones. I'm going with like mid-90s Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder. Wow, okay. Yeah. I get it. From like Who's the Boss?
You're thinking of Alyssa Milano.
No, that's Alyssa Milano. That's
Winona
right.
Ryder is Edward Scissorhands.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Super talented, super beautiful. I love every movie
Recently
she's in.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, yeah. Still kicking it.
Does Stranger Things, does that still bring back a little bit of that crush in those memories there, Paul?
Sure. Yeah. I'll marry her today if she shows up. Yeah, so Winona Ryder's up there. I don't know how many you were thinking of this, because I think for most people they have like a list. Like I know on Friends, that was what they talk about. They have a list.
Let's do two. Yeah.
All right. What's the first on your list?
I'm with you. I do not I don't follow the mainstream, like super popular. You and I were talking before the show about, some of the celebrities that are on there. And I was like, man, I don't get this at all. So, all right. I don't know that I've ever announced this to anyone, Paul.
Okay.
Like my wife and I don't talk about this stuff. I don't think she cares. I think I can nominate who I think her, celebrity crush would be. But this one, like I said, I don't know that I've ever told anybody this. So here you go, guys. Live on the air, Emma Watson.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, man. It's like, there's something about her that I just find super, nice.
That's not a weird pick. It's only a little weird because she couldn't be your daughter, but there's a little bit of an age gap.
She's 31. I checked before. before the show, I was very careful to say, okay, I better look up how old she is.
So Hermione herself, huh? Emma Watson.
Yes, but the adult version, of course, for sure. But yeah,
Sure.
I don't know why. It's one of those, I've always just thought that, she matured well.
All right, and then for my number 2, I'm going to go with Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz. Google.
Do you have to Google search
Cruz.
this one?
Oh, okay. I know who she is.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Penelope
yeah,
Cruz.
good choice.
Again,
Good choice.
super talented actress. I love her to the extent that I've watched a few of her movies that are completely in Spanish, just watching them on subtitle. I think she's a great actress. I've also done that with Javier Bardem, who is not on my hall pass list, but is a fantastic actor. There's a lot of Mexican and Spanish actors that I absolutely love. Penelope Cruz is definitely one of them as well. Now, she did date Tom Cruise, so look, realistically, I don't think I stand a chance with Penelope, but if you're listening, come find me. I'm waiting.
Hey, Paul does host a very popular gaming podcast, so,
Yeah,
what does Tom Cruise have on us, right? All right, my second one is another slightly non-mainstream, but I don't know why, but Zooey Deschanel.
You like the bangs?
I don't know. It's not necessarily, I don't know what it is. I think it's the eyes more than anything, but
She's got the big eyes, for sure.
yeah. What was the, was it the Jim Carrey movie that she was in? Wasn't she
Yes
in a Jim
Man?
Carrey?
Is it Yes Man?
I think she was in one. That was like the first time I'd ever seen her, I thought. And I just remember thinking like, hey, like she's a very pretty lady.
She is also in Elf, if you didn't know. And she does not have the bangs,
I did know
so she
she
looks
was
totally
in Elf.
different.
Yes. And, it's a great Christmas movie we watch every year for not that reason.
Did you watch New Girl with her?
No, I never saw the series on it, but
One of Todd's favorites.
all right, what about your spouse?
Oh, like who does my spouse have as a hall pass? Okay, look, my wife has no shame. It doesn't matter what we're watching. At least once a day, I hear, oh, that guy's really cute. Like, my wife has no problem throwing it out. I am not jealous in that regard. For us, it just happened yesterday. We've been watching the show Party Down, and Adam Scott, who you would know from Parks and Rec, Ben Wyatt,
What?
apparently he's doing it for my wife right now. So she's
Really?
really loving Party Down. Yeah.
Okay.
What about Brandy? What kind of taste does she have?
So I have zero clue. My wife has never admitted to having a celebrity crush. I've never admitted to having one until this episode right here. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be Chris Hemsworth. Like, she does not like Marvel movies, but yet she has no issues watching Thor or the Avengers, that, or like Endgame and that kind of stuff. So I'm assuming that it's got to be Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, that's usually a pretty safe pick, or like late 90s, early 2000s Brad Pitt or George Clooney. Those are pretty
She does not.
safe
I know
picks.
for a fact that she does not like Brad Pitt, because I have tried to like, hey, look, it's Brad Pitt, and she's just like, I don't find him attractive, really.
I do remember you saying that once before, now that you say that. Yeah.
So I don't really know. I mean, that would be my guess. Is honestly, I think, is there like a famous cowboy? Because my wife grew up in Louisiana, and I think she still
Clint
has
Eastwood.
this thing for cowboys. To be honest, so what did you?
You think Clint Eastwood does it for her?
I mean, she does like old guys, right?
That's a little old. How old is Clint Eastwood these days?
Oh, he's ancient, man.
Clint Eastwood is 91 years old.
Yeah, that's pretty old. That's older than me, at least. So,
Oh,
Jake,
goodness.
you
done it again, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
This episode of the Multiplayer Gaming Podcast is brought to you by the Blizzard Gear Store by Fanatics. If you're a long-term listener of the show, you know how much we love Blizzard games here. We even have Overwatch as our number one game on our leaderboard. And I've got great news for you guys out there. You can actually help support our show by purchasing Blizzard gear through multiplayerpodcast.com/Blizzard store. There is clothing for men, women, and children. There's collectibles, toys, so much stuff to browse through and look at. I was taking a look and saw you can order a replica of Genji's sword that you can hang on your wall. There's Lego sets, Diva onesies, What more could you guys want? So please check it out at multiplayerpodcast.com/Blizzard store. Now back to the show. All right, so back to me. Let's see. I'll try to pick another gaming one. We'll kind of maybe bounce these back and forth here. What game would you force your worst enemy to live in for the rest of their life?
Rust. Easy.
Rust?
Easy. We were actually talking about that the other day. We had a guy on the Xenu, so shout out to Xenu. Xenu was super excited to pick up Rust. He picks up Rust, and I loved following his adventures for the next 3 days because he was almost giving a play-by-play. And he was like, This game looks amazing. I'm so excited. I built a house, guys. Hey, somebody came and broke my house. So it followed that just perfect up and down of he was finally so excited to get a base going, and then he logged on the next day and he said somebody raided his base and took all his wood and stone, and it was this. So he rebuilds his base, and then he logs in the next day and somebody had raided it again. And I was just thinking psychological warfare, man.
Yeah, now it's not that they have to play it, they would have to live in it. So there's no more hostile environment to live in than Rust. Rust is
absolutely.
Right up there.
Yeah, you would be constantly in fear for your life. You're always scrounging for something. You're out of food. You're freezing. You can't see at all at night ever because it's pitch black. So you're basically blind for part of the day. It would be terrible.
You're getting attacked by bears in the middle of the night. Yeah. Oh, and then falling with the fall damage.
Oh, the broken leg sound when you do fall. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gnarly. All right, I wrote down the forest because I can't imagine in real life having to live in the forest where you're just trying to chop some wood and you got some creepy creatures staring at you from the distance. The sounds that they make, you're going to have to go explore some caves and have to get attacked by spider creatures. I feel like the forest would be terrifying.
The little weird floppy baby thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oof.
yeah. No, yeah, you're right. That's a good pick, man. Because it seems so serene, too. You'd be like, oh, this isn't bad. That guy's an idiot. I can't believe he put me here.
I've watched Lost. I know how to set myself up. Yeah.
Yeah, until the creepy things start coming out of the woods.
Yeah, I thought the forest would be absolutely awful. It was bad enough for me having to play that game in 1 hour chunks. I can't imagine having to spend every second worried for your life in that game. And it's not going to end well. You're going to die a horrible, horrible death in the forest.
Yeah, there is no happy ending to the forest. That is for sure. All right. Let's do another gaming one. So this one comes in from Reed. Reed is our resident Rickroller. He has a reputation on our server as Rickrolling people in the best of ways. But Reed also provides some of the best memes that I have seen lately, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, kudos, shout out to you there, Reed. All right, so Reed asks, a wizard appears and offers you the power to resurrect one series or IP. What would it be, and what developer would you want to make it? This one's an easy one for me.
Okay, what you got?
Twisted Metal series made by Blizzard. Hands down. Number one, Blizzard makes the best games, right? I'm not saying there's not a lot of games, but for just pure quality of game with the ability to have amazing controls, easy to run. I mean, Blizzard's top of the line. Right. So if I said, hey, this is the person that I would want to develop this, I've got to give it to Blizzard. And then Twisted Metal series, I've said it repeatedly, the car combat arena character based genre is just gone. And man, I miss those days.
What was it called? Demolition All-Stars tried to bring this back on PlayStation and nobody played it. And a couple weeks in, they started releasing AI bots to fill the lobbies.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a genre that maybe a lot of us have a lot of nostalgia for. I don't know that it really resonates with gamers anymore.
But did it have characters? Did it have an ice cream truck? Did it have a guy that's a flaming skull riding a motorcycle? I mean, that was what made Twisted Metal is the uniqueness of the characters and their vehicles in Twisted Metal was as amazing as what the Overwatch characters are today. Like honestly, they really were. They were hands down incredible. And if you have to recapture that, you can't just have cars that are driving around smashing each other, because that's not really what Twisted Metal was about.
Yeah, Demolition All-Stars, I never played. My son did, and I would watch him every once in a while. But that game does have where you get out of the car and you run around and you're a character with a personality, and, they have their own abilities. But that game, for whatever reason, just didn't work. But maybe a Blizzard-made Twisted Metal would do it. I know for me, this was also very easy for me to pick, and it's Dead Space. The first Dead Space you and I have talked about on previous episodes, of just being, for my money, maybe the best horror kind of game. They just handled the action and the horror so well together that I really loved it. And that series just got destroyed over time, to where I got Dead Space 3 for free from EA. They offered a free game when I think it was SimCity or maybe it was Diablo. One of them released terribly, and they gave you a free credit for another game, and I couldn't even play Dead Space 3 beyond a few minutes. So I would love to see that resurrected. And I want it to be made by the exact same team who made it before. So the guys who developed Dead Space, they left. They created Sledgehammer Games, which is under Activision. I would just give them the tools and just say, here are the keys to the car. Do what you will. No one's going to tell you how to make it. You just make whatever your vision is for this game, and I feel like it would be fantastic.
I like it. Dead Space is an incredible... It's one of those like all-time type games, like legendary games. Yeah, good choice, man. I'd love another Dead Space. I like a good one.
Yeah, I would too. All right. Let's return to the world of food. This is one of my passions. Got a question from Grady here. Ooh, I feel like we're opening ourselves up for a lot of criticism here, Josh. What is the best fast food burger and the best fast food fries?
Ooh, well, fries is an easy one for me.
Okay.
Curly fries from Arby's.
Oh, okay.
I know some people are going to say the Chick-fil-A waffle fries. I know that's a popular one, but something about them curly fries from Arby's, man. Now, you can't get the mushy ones. You got to be clear. I need those crispy ones.
Do you like the really long coils?
Yeah, the long coil, they got to be crispy. They got to cook them right, because if they're mushy, they're no good. Okay, but if they do them right, man, those things are second to none.
Okay.
What about you? What do you see as the best fry?
Ooh, best fries is a really tough pick between McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. They are always executed really well. I think I might have to say McDonald's. McDonald's fries
does have good
so
fries,
freaking
man.
Good.
It's the smell of them too. There's something, they put crack in the smell of their French fries.
Well, and they're always nicely salted. Like a lot of places, they won't salt the fries very much, and they just lack that flavor. McDonald's always hits that with a nice, healthy amount of sodium.
They don't care about your health.
No, of course not. That's why you go back, right?
Right.
Sodium, fat. Come on, they're delicious. What about burger?
Best burger, I mean, there's some local places. I'm going to leave local places out because that won't mean anything to anybody. For me, hands down, Five Guys.
Yeah, Five Guys.
Five Guys burgers, second to none. As far as a burger that you can get at what we would call like a franchise or a chain restaurant. And I know that they're not all over the country, so somebody might be listening and saying, I've never heard of Five Guys. I don't know what that is, but they're pretty common enough that I feel comfortable, planting my flag there and saying best burgers.
Yeah, they're a nationwide chain. I was going to say Five Guys as well. Ooh, the bacon cheeseburger. Oh. So good.
Oh, I love... So, man, the fact that you can walk in there and customize your burger any way you want, and they have like 30 different options for toppings.
Yeah.
And they don't skimp on stuff. When you order bacon, you get actual thick-cut, crispy bacon. It's not like this little limp stuff that they put on at Burger King or whatever. Like you can actually taste the bacon on your Five Guys burger at that point.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. The only bummer about Five Guys is that the fries are terrible.
What?
Yeah.
No!
Their fries are bad.
Are you kidding me?
They give you a huge amount, but they're like the In-N-Out fries. They just slice them fresh and fry them. They don't get crispy like how you have to cook them.
Do you not get the Cajun fries with the Cajun seasoning?
Dude, I don't know that I've had them with Cajun seasoning, but it's to me, it's a texture issue. I don't like the texture of Five Guys fries.
Five Guys was legitimately in the running for number one French fry for me.
Oh, boo.
Maybe you've just had a bad batch of fries. Like, how often have you had their fries?
I haven't been to Five Guys in probably a couple years. But they do give you a lot of fries. They'll give you 10 times the fries that you need.
I don't know, man. They're like probably my number 2.
Yeah.
Maybe tied for number 1.
Now, I know it's not a burger, but honestly, for me, the number 1 sandwich from fast food is the spicy deluxe from Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
that is my sandwich right there.
Hands down. The spicy chicken sandwich, man.
Yeah.
Like the deluxe is fine. I don't care about the fact that they throw cheese and lettuce on there or whatever it is. But just the spicy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, it's God's chicken. It really is. Like it's divine. Yeah.
I'm with you 100%. Also, you can't go wrong with Arby's. Arby's original sandwich is way up there also. I prefer
Arby's
those
is
to
really
the
good,
burgers.
but Arby's always gives me a bellyache.
Well, in Arby's, like, you'll order just one combo and it'll be like $14. Like, I don't know what has happened at Arby's.
I can go eat at a restaurant for way cheaper than Arby's.
Yeah. All right. What question you got next, Josh?
Okay, so let's do this one, man. I like this one, and this one made me think for a little bit. Bob the Builder asked, "What is your favorite video game soundtrack?" And I like that question, man, because I had to really think about this one. Like instantly, like Ocarina of Time popped in my head. But then I was like, that's not really the soundtrack. That's just some of the songs, right? Like that's not the actual soundtrack from it. So that is not my answer. But this one really made me think a little bit. But I'll get to mine. What is yours on this?
Funny that you mentioned Zelda, because to me, this is the Wind Waker. The Wind Waker is the only video game soundtrack that I will regularly pull up on YouTube and just listen to. I love scores from movies and TV shows. I remember as a teenager, I had so many movie scores in my CD collection. Absolutely love them. Music's very important to me. Very important to me in video games also. The Wind Waker I love it. It's cheerful and happy. It always puts me in a good mood. And I remember just sailing between islands for dozens and dozens of hours. And what kept me going without getting bored is just the music. The music when you're out at sea in Wind Waker is just so fun. I love it.
You've mentioned that before, and it is really, really good music. So that's a good one. Mine, dude, I hate to just keep beating this horse, but I actually had to really think about this, and I actually wound up listening to a few of these songs just to kind of confirm what I thought. But Witcher 3,
yeah,
I'm realizing this is why I've made it no secret that I think The Witcher 3 is the best video game ever made. But the more I think about it, and especially like some of these questions, it's one of my favorite video game characters ever. The soundtrack, I forgot how good the soundtrack to Witcher 3 was until I actually started looking up like the full soundtrack for that game is incredible. Now, I do have a soft spot for like Celtic type music, and The Witcher 3 kind of plays on that undertone a lot throughout the game, so that definitely hits like a chord with me personally, but there's nothing like it, man. The Wild Hunt, there's parts in that game where I can hear the music playing in my head. It's the perfect accompaniment to what is going on in the game at that time. So like legitimately, and I'm not trying to say like that, the composer is as good as like Star Wars and, John Williams and stuff like that. But the way that the music amplifies the gameplay in Witcher 3 is what really helps to elevate that game. So that's my answer, hands down.
Yeah, that's always a sign of a good score. Like, it should not be distracting, but it should really elevate and, better inform the emotions of a scene. And I don't remember the music really sticking out in Witcher 3. I just remember being so confused trying to remember all the buttons and timing all of my swings that maybe I never stopped to appreciate the music.
I'll say this. Honorable mention goes out to Doom Immortal.
Doom Eternal?
Eternal. I said Immortal, didn't I? Yeah.
Okay, I thought maybe
Immortal.
that was one I didn't
it didn't
know
sound
about.
right when I said it, and then I was just like, whatever. People know what I'm talking about.
Think of Diablo.
Yeah,
Diablo
right.
Immortal.
Yeah, Diablo Immortal. Right, Doom Eternal. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, Doom Eternal soundtrack, man, that thing just rocks the house. And again, it fits when you are just running through and you're dodging, 20 different demons, that soundtrack is just pumping in the background, and it just fits so well with what's going on the screen. So I have to give that one an honorable mention.
Sure. Gotcha. All right. Is it my turn to bring up a question? It's
yes.
my turn, right?
Yep. Back to you.
All right. Let's see. How about... Okay. This question did make me laugh. This one comes in from Dilf Dave. When is Yaya Arizona going to make a guest appearance on the show and talk about Fortnite the entire time just to spite you guys? All right, so for anyone who... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I would love to have Yaya on for just like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Just to say that we did. I feel like she'd be an instant celebrity with all of our listeners. You
want to tell the people who Yaya
Fortnite.
Arizona is?
Yaya Arizona is Paul's mom, by the way. She is on our Discord server. She is a Twitch streamer as well, although I think she goes under the Gamer Grandma AZ Twitch handle if you want to go check her out.
Not a sponsor.
Yes, but she plays Fortnite. I think that's the only game that she plays.
Yeah, it's the only game.
Yeah, she loves that game though, and I love the fact that she loves that game. And she is well known around these parts as, being your mom. And she loves Fortnite. And to her dismay, she has heard us trash Fortnite before.
Many times.
Yes. And then pops on and is like, hey! So it's a great little thing that we got going on there. But it would be pretty funny to do that. Or you know what we should do, Paul? Legitimately, we should do Fortnite with your mom.
Do a Fortnite.
We should play a few rounds and
on.
Stream it in our Discord. The world would just explode.
Yeah, so Yaya Arizona, shout out to her. Not only my mom, great mom, but also has been an epic supporter on Patreon. So really, she kind of is a sponsor. But yes, Gamer Grandma AZ, I do believe, is her Twitch handle. She is trying to stream with my Aunt Monica, and there's some lovely... I was going to say elderly women, but that's going a little too far.
Careful what you say, Paul. She listens to this show.
You guys can do the math, all right? If I'm a 40-ish gamer, that kind of tells you what range we're looking at there. But yeah, I don't see Yaya Arizona replacing Todd as a regular rotating third host. But if she ever did come on, she would have to talk about Fortnite because it's the only game that she knows.
I'm going to say this right now. I think I'm going to work, as much as I hate Fortnite, I think I'm going to work on trying to get the three of us playing and streaming it in our Discord server.
Oh my goodness. Ugh. All right.
Yeah. So I'm putting it out there. Okay, we do have a couple amazing questions that we have to make sure we have time to get to. So this one comes in from Ace of Shame, and he asked, if you suddenly ended up in place of the protagonist of a game and had to finish carrying out their mission, which game are you now the protagonist of? But the protagonist will take your place in the real world until the mission is complete. You do gain the protagonist's abilities and skills whilst you are in their place. So basically what he's saying is you get to trade places with a video game protagonist. You get their abilities, but then you have to understand that protagonist is going to live your life for you for however long you're taking to finish their mission.
Okay. I got my answer.
You gotta be a little careful on this one, because you better trust this person around your family.
Sure. Yeah, I got my answer. All right, so now this is not a person who has extraordinary abilities, but I'm assuming that if I get to play as them, I have access to the same weaponry and things of that nature.
Yeah, you get whatever they get in the game.
All right, I'm going with Half-Life 2, Gordon Freeman.
What a nerd.
What a good answer, right? Because I get access to the gravity gun. What cooler gun could you possibly have access to? It'd be fantastic. And you know who I got covering me at work? Someone who I know is going to get the job done, because I pulled it up here on Wikipedia. Gordon Freeman graduated from MIT with a PhD in theoretical physics. So I think he can handle my job. I think he can edit some podcasts, help write some foster parent home studies. I think Gordon will get the job done just fine.
That's a good answer. If a bit nerdy, but good answer. Mine, like, I had to think about this because I'm thinking more so like, which role do I want to be in? Like, what powers and abilities do I want? Like, who would I enjoy trading places with? But then I also had to be careful because I'm like, this guy is going to be living with my wife and my family for a little while. And so I got to be careful there. But I'm going Kratos from God of War. Okay, now let me explain, right? Because I know some people are like, wait a minute, that's a really dumb. But okay, number one, we look alike. Number two,
yes,
same
that's
physique.
what everyone tells me.
So my wife is not going to be weirded out. Still has this bald, bearded, super muscular, strong guy in the house to open the pickle jar and stuff like that. But who doesn't want to be like the God of War, man? This guy's abilities and skills, you can't kill this guy. He's basically immortal. He can pound the tar out of anybody, and he gets to hang out with his son the whole time, which that sounds cool. I'd love to hang out with my kids the entire time. You get to see the world serpent. You're going through Jotunheim and Otenheim and Lutenheim and whatever these heims are. They're beautiful worlds. None of them are terrible. There's the fiery one. That one's probably not the best. But you know what? I'm the God of War. I'm immortal. You can't burn me, whatever.
You get those blades of chaos, buddy.
Exactly, man. Like, it's one of those. And then I think about, this guy's going to be at my house. He's a family man. That's the whole reason that he raged out in the first place. Okay. So he's a family man.
Newly single. You worried about your girl?
See, I'm not though, right? Because he's kind of aloof. He's kind of a loner. You don't really see him. He's not like Geralt of Rivia where he's getting down real often.
He's not exactly emotionally available. Well, we can definitely say that. Yeah,
exactly. So even though we are practically twins, I think I can trust him to be in my house, while I'm gone too.
Very nice. All right. Well, we got time for like one or two more. You know what? I don't like this question, but I'm going to read it anyway. This one comes from one of our more active users on Discord. We shortened his name here because I don't remember all the letters, but GJY had the gall to come with this question. What are your thoughts on me still not listening to any episodes for months?
I love the fact that GJY, and yes, because he just basically, his name is spam. It doesn't make any sense. So we shortened it to the first three letters of his name. Now, I'll give him a shout out. Not that he's ever going to hear this because he doesn't listen to the show. But he joined the Discord and he came in hot, man. He came in just trolling people and just jabbering up a storm. And thankfully he has settled down a good bit, but he is one of my favorite people to troll on our server as well, because he takes it well and he can troll back just a little bit also. But yeah, he's one of our most active users in Discord. But then he's like, I haven't listened to your show in like 4 months, guys. Don't have any clue what's going on in the podcast. And it's just like, okay, so when we're asking for questions, this is the question that he comes up with. And it made me chuckle. So I'm glad that you brought it up. My answer to that is, you're only hurting yourself, man. You're missing out on the goods.
It's friendly fire, self fire in this case. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Get with the program, man. Life is better with the multiplayer podcast.
Yeah, I mean, he's the kind of guy who will hop in our Discord and be like, hey, have you guys heard of Outriders? And then it's like, yeah, dude, we did a full episode. We talk about it all the time.
Well, it's funny. Now, he's a really good sport, so we can pick on him about this, but it's funny because when he asks us about games, people have started to just link the episode where we covered that game. And then he just goes like, oh, yeah, I guess I need to listen to that one.
Yeah, we always have Glap and Xenu. I was jokingly saying that they are our show's historians because they'll remember the most minor detail, where it's like, I know it was an early bonus round, but I don't necessarily know which one. They usually remember, and they always come to our defense. And yeah, they'll link those old episodes for GJY for us.
There you go. Okay. You got to ask this other one from Jake.
All right. Last question. What is it?
The buddy cop one.
I love this question. Read it for the people.
I was going to say, you can't forget this one, so I'm just going to point you straight at it.
Sure.
Well, it's your turn to ask it, though, Paul.
Oh, okay. My turn to ask. All right. From Jake Christ. If you guys had to replace the actors of a buddy cop movie, what movie would you take over the roles? Oh, what a question. Love it.
I was really struggling. Like, do I just troll Paul on this one? Like, do I go like, Kindergarten Cop?
Oh,
like
I love
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Like there's so many good like trolly options there. I thought about like Turner and Hooch.
Oh goodness.
There's just so many good answers to this one. There's two that really stand out to me. Number one is an older one that I don't think a lot of people are going to know. So this one gets honorable mention, but Tango and Cash. Now they're not cops. Are they? Actually, I think they were cops, right? Weren't they framed cops?
I don't remember. Who's in it? Kurt Russell and
Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
Yeah. Such a good movie, man. But that's pretty old for most people to remember. So I think I'm going to go Men in Black.
Oh, Men in Black. Okay.
I feel like you're
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones. I feel like you're Tommy Lee Jones trying to keep me in check.
Sure.
Trying to the wise, like intelligent, well put together guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm Will Smith, man. I'm the not prepared for anything. I'll just wing it. Whatever comes along, we'll just deal with it. Whatever, until I get zapped by an alien or something like that. But
I like it. I like the pick. I went with Lethal Weapon. But the irony is that despite us always joking about you being the old guy, let's be real. I would clearly be Murtaugh.
Yeah.
And you would come in as the Mel Gibson character. I can't remember his name now. You're the agent of chaos who's breaking all the rules, and I'd be the guy driving the station wagon, not wanting to go over 60 miles an hour.
Trying to keep us out of jail the whole time.
Exactly. I know my role. That would be me, but Lethal Weapon's the one that came to mind.
Good pick, man, for sure.
Great series of movies if you haven't watched them. I just recently watched Lethal Weapon 1 and 2.
Did you? I might have to go back to those.
Oh, yeah, especially 2. Once they bring in Joe Pesci.
Yes.
Classic. All right. Well, that's all that we have here for you guys today. So just as a reminder, make sure to subscribe and rate our podcast 5 stars. Come visit us at Patreon, which you can get to at multiplayersquad.com. We'd love to have you guys come support that show or support us through Apple subscriptions, and you'll get those bonus episodes, and it'll help the show continue moving forward. And then we'll be back with our next episode on Thursday for This Week in Gaming. We'll see you guys then.
See you, everybody.